That's correct, because if it really pressurizes our mind, then obviously it's better to quit it. So yes, correct. And the
I
movies.
think if you are watching these movies, your mind might be thinking in a negative way. Is it because if you don't study also, the thoughts create so many things in our brain.
Yes,
Is
correct,
it?
correct.
Yes,
Yes, we
yes,
always keep
mm,
thinking about it, and
yes.
unconsciously we are thinking about it, and it has a huge pressure on us. So in that sense, if it really becomes a stress for us, then that is the turning point, that where we have to make a cut from that, right? We have to
All
disconnect
right.
ourselves from that. So in that sense, it is correct, because we have a lot to think about. So why we should waste our time on this just frivolous things? Yes. And movies have a great influence on the people, that they are depicting different kinds of, sometimes they are depicting atrocities. And when you said about the love stories that the movies are depicting, there are two ways of depicting those kind of films. And when it comes to the older cinemas, I think they narrated the story in a good way. And I mean, in good way, in the sense that how to balance the family. And also, if something,
Mm,
it's not in the way in which the character is expecting, then the character would know that what to do next, and how to balance these things together, and how to tackle the situation wisely. So these were the stories, or these were the highlights that the filmmakers, or the whoever worked behind the scene, that was the message they were giving to the mass. But here nowadays, what happens in cinemas, they are depicting some kind of atrocities, just like pouring acid on each other's face. And the whether it is the boy or girl, they became very vengeful, and they are always running behind of each other to take the revenge and all. So in that sense, when the filmmakers, or when the films are depicting these kind of stories continuously, then they are not doing this just purposefully, but still they are stories, right? We can say that they are stories. But at the same time, we always say that whatever the big screen is showing to us, that has a good relation with, or that has some kind of narrow relation with the society as well. So whatever we could see on the screen, that is a part of our society itself. So, and I can say that whatever they are depicting, it obviously directly have you know uh, the influence on people, the mass. So the youngsters and teenagers, they are watching to these kind of movies continuously, and unknowingly and subliminally they are getting influenced by this. So that's what the recent tendencies that we could see in the society, that people are no more loyal. We cannot trust on anybody. And we cannot expect that how the opposite person, or how anybody would react in the very next fraction of the second. And it's we cannot believe on anybody, right? So I think, in my opinion, I'm not blaming anybody. Every coin has two sides, but partially, or 50 percentage, I can say movies have their influence on people, right? I think so.
yes, most of the time, when it comes to human's brain, we can easily capture that picture-wise. If you're
Yes.
seeing any pictures, it will automatically stores it. Once, if you watch one time, you can recollect those images when it comes to picture-wise. If you're reading, it might be delay, but whenever see the movies, it will automatically store. But most of the movies are influencing the people. If you are giving good content, it might be good. But we can't, what can I say? We can't blame them also because our
Yes.
society also these things happening. So they are picturing
Yes,
that,
obviously.
capturing that. Mm,
Yes, yes.
it's
Because
part
the
of
story comes from the
society.
society itself.
Mm,
And
yes.
the story is, it is in a cycle which comes from the society and just going back to the society itself. So we cannot blame anybody, but it's up to us that what we have to, accept. that's only up to us. So but the when it comes to teenagers and some youngsters, it's very for them it's not very I can say that it's not easy for them to take it in the good good side, or we can they always the especially the teenagers always have that their mind is always weak, that and whether it is a person or the society or anything, it is very easily affectable, right? Their mental conditions when it comes to the teenagers, it's very vulnerable. And it's in that sense they are easily get affected from these kinds of cinemas and also any other things. And there is a human tendency that we obviously grasp the bad sides, whatever it is, the we all always grasp the bad sides of anything, and it always stick on to our brain for a long time. And even and after that when we think about it, then it multiples, right? The intensity of these negative sides or negative aspects that start to multiple. So it is only up to us that what we have to accept and what we have to make a boundary between us and that negative thing. So it's only up to us. Yes.
Yes, that is
Correct.
difficult, but yes, we should know about yourself and what are the things we are doing that we should be conscious about it. If you are doing, if you have a lot of tendency to do that, some action after did that, you're thinking about, oh my God, why I did this. We can't do anything after once you did anything. So we should be conscious about what are the things we are doing in our life,
Yes, correct.
especially as a youngsters.
Yes, correct, correct, correct. It's not nowadays.
Okay,
It's
ma'am,
not only about. Sorry.
actually, you're teaching. You're a teacher now.
Yes, I'm a teacher.
Okay. Which subject are you teaching for your students?
Yes, I do teach SST, social studies, because my background is of arts. So obviously, I'm a science, social science teacher.
Okay. Up to which standard are you
It's
taking?
it's up to eighth standard.
Which standard? Okay, nice.
Yes.
After your schooling time, you're doing conversation videos.
Obviously, because I just came, even I'm not in my full sense now, because in the sense that I can say I was taking a nap and my school starts, at 5:30 in the morning. So I had to be at my school, and I mean at 5:30 in the morning. So I wake up usually at 3 a.m. And after that, after the school and school related stuff, I get back home around 2 or 2:30. Nowadays it is approximately 2:30. Previously it was 2 p.m., but nowadays because of this wedding occasions and all, the road is always block with passengers and vehicles, etc., etc. So normally we get to the vehicle bit late. So today I reached approximately about 2:30 p.m. And after that I had my lunch, and after that I had to take a small nap, and finally we are here. So you can see that now I'm really literally looks like a mad, because I don't get time just to prepare myself and just to sit here. But it's a kind I have taken a pledge that it's my compulsion, so I'll not make any gap here, because I had to make 4 months of gap here because of some reasons. Some reason means I was preparing for CETAT exam, so I had to take 4 months of gap year. And literally I could see what are the changes that happened to me, and also with my YouTube channel. So I don't want to have let it happen again. But obviously I had to take gap, because we are approaching our whole summer vacation. So I'll be flying to Kerala. So obviously what would happen, the travel after a long time I'm going to travel with my family members and my friends, so I definitely have to take some gap from here. But at any cost, I have to be consistent here. Otherwise, I don't want to get any income from YouTube, but I obviously want to get some improvement in my case. So that's why I'm here. And I, yes, it's really about hustle and bustle. Yes. Correct, that's the word, because I'm juggling with a lot of things, and today I have scheduled two sessions. That one is with you, and at 6:30 I do have another session with one another lady. So after that, I have to do some question paper works and some other jobs related to school. And after that, by doing that, that I don't know how the time flies. It obviously would 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., and I go to back, and it's the routine.
It is so cute now. Like
It's really
it is
bad.
like a cycle, big cycle. Yes, it is
Yes.
very barrier, but I want to know, is it schooling time 5:30 in the morning?
Yes, because this is Bihar, and it is in northern plain, so the climate is really, really extreme here. So whether it is winter or summer, it's a peak level. So normally during this time period, it is very scorchy hot over here. But now I don't know what happened this year. It is really rainy sometimes, and the weather always keeps changing. It's really capricious nowadays. So yes, but it was downpouring yesterday, but now I feel bit hot now because of the climate. I think what I don't know, I didn't check the climate weather updation today, what is the related with the humidity and all. But now I think the rains, that all the rain and related stuffs are stopped. The wind is not blowing today. Yesterday, at the same time, it was very intensive. The storm was blowing here, and all the things were flying in the atmosphere. Now it is literally calm. Everything is calm now.
Yes, yesterday I watched that message. I saw that message and that picture. At the time,
Yes,
I can feel how much rain. It's a heavy rain. It was a heavy
it's
rain.
yes,
But in
obviously.
Chennai, yes, we couldn't get any small rain also. Even drizzling also, we couldn't feel like that. It is so much humidity. It's
It's
scorching. We couldn't go outside. This is the climate we have.
now
But
the temperature has been changed all around the world, right? I think not
yes,
we cannot specify any particular place, but throughout the I mean earth, the climate has been changed. Now we cannot predict that what would, whether it would rain the next in the very next hour, whether it would remain the same or not, we cannot expect. Now in the last year it was very scorchy hot in the same period. That means this is almost this is 5th of May, right? So we cannot expect this kind of climate in May month. But this year, it is obviously different. It is completely and completely different this year.
but you can feel much more better now. Like if you are getting heavy rain, you feel much more better compared to scorching. You will
Yes,
feel little
correct.
cool.
In that sense, it's correct.
Mm,
But we are in
yes.
southern part of India, and our land is bit tilted towards the. Especially, I'm telling about Kerala. I don't know about Tamil Nadu, but
Mm,
when it comes to Kerala,
okay.
the land is bit tilted towards Arabian Sea, right? So when it downpours, then it literally flows. The water flows to the Arabian
Yes.
Sea. That means the roads and all that we can see that within half an hour or within few minutes, the water
Mm,
starts to disappear from
will
the land.
clear.
But when it comes to here,
Mm,
there is no any ocean surrounding this area. So, and
mm,
about the soil, it is very, it is a clay type of soil, and literally it's not absorbing the water much faster. So what happens, the result is that when it rains, then the road is completely filled with the water, and sometimes the the drainage system is not it's okay, but in some areas it's not working well. So the both the rain fresh water and the clogged dirty water that merges, and ultimately what would happen, the road is completely filled with the dirty water, and we cannot step out. So that's the result. So it's in that sense we don't want to get rain anymore. But when I think about the scorchy hot, that I really feel that, oh my god, it's better to rain now, because otherwise we always get, in the month of May we get pimples on our face, pimples on our throughout the body because of the hotness, right? So in that sense it's okay, but everything has two sides, right? Two faces. So
Yes, yes.
it's
In
in.
Chennai also, if it is rain, I also don't like, because here also we don't have any place to go the water in a clear way.
Yeah.
Even though here we have ozone, and it couldn't go because the path is not clear. It and the drainage water also, it will merge with water, rainwater, so it will feel like very awkward. We couldn't go outside. We need some help to go. Yes, this is
Yes.
how we feel.
And I remember a few years back, the Chennai faced a huge amount of flood, right? The
Yes.
very intensive flood out there. So, and I think the major reason for that is the Chennai is completely filled with a huge amount of buildings, and the water is nowhere to go. So that's what the reason the Chennai, the area is completely and suddenly affected with a flood, right? When it rains, so
Yes.
water is having nowhere to go. That's the reason in case of Chennai.
Yes, ma'am. At the time, I didn't stay there, but yes, I also came across this news. People also struggled with this incident, and a lot of people saved by the helping people who are that some team is there. They come there, they give food for them. This is how they maintain that time.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
So we have to, we have to be very conscious about what we are doing. Each and every time we are dealing with the nature, then we have to be conscious
Yes.
about the repercussions, because we cannot predict the way that, in which way the nature would react, right? The
Yes.
nature is
Even
the
though if it
super.
is rain also problem, if it is hot also problem for us.
Yes, yes, correct. And nowadays the natural calamities ratio, its rate has been increasing rapidly, right? The landslides, earthquakes, tsunamis, flood, etc., etc. So we cannot predict that in which way or what way the nature would react to us, and at what time it would react. So we have to be very conscious that, and we have to, take each and every step towards saving our nature, and also that we could lead calm and happy life here. Otherwise, each and every time, irrespective of the season, we have to suffer from that.
Yes, true. But in our current generation or upcoming generation, we can save the nature or not. We couldn't, don't know. We didn't know how does it go
Yes,
because most of the places are covered with people, buildings, and they are cutting the trees. This is
yes,
how now it's happening. Yes,
correct.
and that's why nature are more angry with us to do these things.
Yes,
Yes.
correct, correct.
Mhm.
We
Ma'am,
all know
actually,
about.
you're teaching
Yeah.
social science, so are you use English or in our vernacular medium,
No,
like
no,
regional
it's a
language?
CBSE school, so I speak with them in English. But they are kids. We cannot make a
Mhm.
conversation in the way that we make with any other, matured person, right? They are all, at the end of the day, they are kids. So there are some restrictions, and we cannot expect that in this form, or the form which really want to express ourselves or to have a conversation with. We cannot have that kind of conversation with students, because after all they are students. So yes, and in between, sometimes whenever I feel that they are not able to understand me, so I have to use Hindi, right? So otherwise there is no effect of communication. We cannot say that it is a better communication. After all, I'm
Yes.
there to help out there, right? So it's I'm very lenient in that case, that if they are not able to understand me or English, then obviously I switch to Hindi, because they are students and my duty is to help her, my duty is to make them understand. So I, when it comes to the higher classes, I use English and obviously Hindi in lower classes, and whenever it is very essential or it is very, it is their need me to speak in Hindi, then obviously I switch to Hindi. Otherwise there is no need, right? I mean, there is no result, because whatever I speak here, if they are not able to understand, then there is no value or no result of my work. So yes.
Yeah, by the way, how did you learn Hindi? Once you shifted to Bihar, you started to
No, no,
learn
no.
Hindi.
I have learned Hindi since my childhood by watching,
Mm.
Hindi serials, Hindi television programs, and all. And I was, bit, I can say, a strong, I can say, admirer of Hindi language. So in that sense, I watch a lot of Hindi serials and Hindi television programs, etc.,
Mm.
except Hindi movies. I was always a fan of Malayalam and Tamil movies. So when it comes to movies, I really was not a fan of Hindi movies. I tried to watch Hindi serials and some television programs. That means some stage programs, songs and interviews. In that way, I learned Hindi even before my marriage. So when I shifted to Bihar, it was easy for me to communicate with the people out here. So yes, and in that way, I can say that listening practice is much enough to learn any language, because I have the experience, right? So that's what the same thing I follow here as well, and I don't do anything much more. Even the listening practice on a daily basis to improve my communication skills. So this is the one and only thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing at least one conversation each and every day. And unfortunately, I'm not. It's not possible for me for that at that I mean in that case as well, because of so many reasons. Yesterday's case was related to the weather, right? So I had to postpone it, and sometimes the when it's almost, I mean, this time period is of wedding season here. So whether it is wedding season or puja, whatever the occasion it is, the people use loud music and the loudspeakers here. So obviously there is no use of making this conversation. After having this conversation, we obviously have to upload this on YouTube, right? So if the background noise is out there, then there is no use of uploading these videos. So obviously I had to postpone call off all these sessions. So in that sense, and the main reason is that sometimes I don't get time. Sometimes I feel that I'm very worn out, so I call off the sessions. So that's what I do. That's what all happening with my.
So you know Tamil, like Malayalam, Tamil, Hindi, English, four languages, you
Yes,
know.
yes,
Mm.
and it's
Nice.
quite
Are you fluent in Hindi? Are you fluent in
yes,
Hindi
I'm
or
very
you
fluent.
can manage?
No, I'm
Fluent.
very fluent in Hindi.
Nice.
And this is the same
Yes.
case in every South Indians case. I think we South Indian people know at least 3 to 4 languages minimum. I think because, yeah, in my case, I know Hindi and Malayalam and Tamil, because Tamil is also, it's something like my mother tongue. Because I am from Palakkad, so Palakkad and Coimbatore, that means the whole Tamil Nadu has a good relation. And we people, the Keralites, especially the Palakkadan people, are a favorite, fans of Tamil movies. So yes, I don't have a feeling like Tamil is another language. It's just like a homely feeling. It's just a feeling like it's my own language. So in that sense, I
I
love.
I I want to say like you look like one heroine face cat. Like she acted in one film, like Vijay Sethupathi in that film. But I couldn't remember her name. But
Ramya,